Madam Chair, members, AB 1084 is an LGBTQ caucus priority bill and is sponsored by Equality California, Trans Family Support Services, and Trans Youth Liberation. Transgender and non-binary people are facing an unprecedented wave of attacks across the country and even here in California. In 2024 alone, at least 576 anti-LGBTQ+ bills were introduced nationwide, many specifically targeting transgender individuals by restricting their access to health care, public facilities, accurate IDs, and more. These attacks are part of a coordinated effort to make it harder for transgender people to live safely and openly as their authentic selves and erase transgender people from public life entirely. AB 1084 will streamline the process for transgender and non-binary individuals to receive a court order recognizing their gender change and changing their legal name by shortening the court processing time for uncontested petitions from a minimum of 6 weeks to a maximum of 6 weeks. Despite recent legislation supporting transgender and non-binary individuals' right to obtain accurate identification documents, family law experts and community members have reported significant wait times as well as other barriers that prevent timely updating of key identification documents. Having accurate documents, such as driver's licenses, birth certificates, is vital for the health and well-being of transgender and non-binary individuals. This is especially important for minors, as children generally need a birth certificate for various legal, educational, and personal reasons. This includes enrolling in school, receiving medical care, and accessing social safety net programs. They cannot afford time delays in receiving valuable identification documents. AB 1084 will improve the ability of transgender and non-binary Californians to obtain accurate identification documents and protect themselves from growing threats to their safety and well-being. With us today is Shaina Kirk on behalf of Rainbow Families Action and Craig Pulfer representing Equality California to provide additional information and assist with questions.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. Craig Pulfer on behalf of Equality California, a proud co-sponsor of AB 1084. As the Assembly member noted, having accurate identification documents is essential to navigating daily life. Whether it's securing housing, accessing health care, or simply boarding a flight, basic tasks can become a major hurdle without an ID that accurately reflects who you are. California has taken important steps over the years to make it easier for trans people to obtain accurate IDs, but there are still outdated barriers that delay this process, and it oftentimes takes many months to complete. And now, as trans people and their families are facing attacks from the current federal administration, ensuring they have accurate IDs isn't just a matter of fairness. For many, it's a matter of basic safety and survival. AB 1084 is a straightforward measure to streamline and expedite the process for trans Californians to obtain a court-ordered name and gender change, requiring courts to issue orders within 6 weeks for petitions from adults and minors who have consent from both parents. The court order is often the first step to obtaining an accurate driver's license, birth certificate, or passport, so expediting the process will help ensure individuals can access these critical documents as quickly as possible. AB 1084 also eliminates the rigid 30-day timeline to file a judgment, ordering a new birth or marriage certificate, giving individuals and families more flexibility to complete this paperwork based on their unique circumstances. Lastly, I just want to be clear, despite what you may hear, this bill does nothing to change or weaken the existing process, allowing parents to object to a minor's name change if they choose to do so. I would like to thank Senators Menjivar for his leadership on this bill to give trans people and their families greater safety, security, and peace of mind in a time of deep uncertainty and fear, and respectfully urge your aye vote.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members. My name is Shaina Kirk. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to speak on AB 1084 as the parent of a transgender child, as well as a representative of Rainbow Families Action, which is an organization dedicated to serving the needs of trans and gender expansive youth. So this issue hits very close to home for me, as it was mere weeks ago my own child received adjudication on her name and gender marker change, and that took months. I can tell you how harrowing the wait is. Refreshing the page on the court website, calling the local clerk to hear, "It's in a pile of papers, they'll get to it when they get to it," and then being accused of asking for special favors when I tried to explain my reason for calling. Honestly, a little embarrassed for the frequency of my calls, but I was nervous for my daughter's safety. The longer we didn't have legal documents matching the person that she presented to be, the scarier it felt. When you're with your child and someone calls them a different name as listed on insurance or other official paperwork, it is incredibly frustrating for them. Our family dentist actually continued to use her birth name, a name she no longer acknowledges, and only once we could show a court order with that change would they honor it. So it's a needed first step in a line of other changes: school records, medical, social security, passport, among others. Holding that up holds everything else up. We know amongst many in our community hurdles faced in obtaining proper documentation under the current federal administration have caused them to delay or forgo it entirely in fear of further scrutiny during these uncertain times. They all deserve dignity, respect, and expedience, allowing them to move through the world authentically with the same freedoms we should all be enjoying. Knowing this process would move forward more efficiently and respectfully without judgment would just be a little peace of mind in extremely dangerous, turbulent times for the transgender community. So I'm extremely grateful for the Assembly member and co-sponsors bringing forth this legislation to affirm the identity of trans folks in California when it comes to knowing who they are and how they identify. With that, I respectfully ask for strong committee support of AB 1084 to help enact this important policy. Thank you.
Is there anyone in the room for me to in support?
Good afternoon, Lizzie Kutson on behalf of the California Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry and the City of West Hollywood in support. Angela Pontes, Planned Parenthood Affiliates of California in support.
Kelly Lou Densmore on behalf of the East Bay Community Law Center in support.
Thank you.
Isabel Cooper on behalf of the East Bay Community Law Center in support.
Kate Fremmett on behalf of Berkeley Law's Name and Gender Change Workshop in support.
Jonathan Clay on behalf of Trans Family Support Services and Alliance for Trans Youth Rights, proud to be co-sponsors on this measure.
Kathy Mossberg, APLA Health, and San Francisco AIDS Foundation, both in support.
Thank you. Can the former opposition please step forward? Oh, we have one more in support.
Just kind of tweener, Heather Osateris with Judicial Council wanted to thank the author for working with us, and we look forward to going neutral. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No, she comes in.
You'll have a total of 5 minutes, okay?
Thank you.
I think you should start.
Good afternoon. I'm Beverly Talbet with Cause and Women Are Real. We oppose AB 1084. Legal name change proceedings are public for good reason, to prevent fraud and uphold public safety. It's useful to know if someone who wants to change their name has a history of, say, identity theft, assault, or human trafficking. Informed objections can arise, and the court may deny the request. AB 1084 carves out a blanket exception to this public process for one select group: people who request a change of name and sex marker based on gender identity. For them, this bill automatically seals the entire case from the moment it's filed. The petition is confidential, public notice is waived, and no hearing is required. Even victims of stalking and domestic violence don't get to automatically seal their name change records. They must persuade a judge that open records put them at risk. Yet, records under AB 1084 are by default sealed, based not on demonstrated risk, but on a self-identified status. In theory, this bill allows objections to a name change petition, but how can you object when you don't know it exists, when records are hidden even from prosecutors, prison authorities, creditors, and crime victims? And although courts must check the sex offender registry, no criminal background check is required. No other criminal background check is required. Thus, this bill creates a legal path for criminals to disappear behind a new identity. And with the blessing of the state, a violent man armed with legal identification as female gets unfettered access to women's locker rooms, shelters, and other private spaces. By removing oversight for one class of petitioners, AB 1084 compromises public safety and equal protection under law. Please vote no.
Chair members, my name is Greg Burt with the California Family Council, and I'm rising in strong opposition to AB 1084. First, a person cannot change their sex. Sex is not assigned. It's observed and recorded based on immutable biological reality. Our state documents should reflect this reality. But that being said, this bill goes farther by launching a direct assault on parental rights. The state of California is not a parent. Just last month, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld again the constitutional right of parents to direct the upbringing of their children in Mahmoud versus Taylor. Justices in a 6-3 decision declared again that the state is not to interfere with this fundamental liberty. Parents have a right to raise their children as they see fit. Now, while AB 1084 claims to honor this right, requiring approval from all living parents, it then guts it. The bill says a parent's objection must be based on a good cause, and specifically prohibits objections based on the fact that the proposed change does not align with the child's biological sex. In other words, if a parent believes, as millions of us do, that sex is binary and unchangeable, the view is not just rejected, it's disqualified. Oh, thank you. Let me be direct. Let me ask you directly. Are parents' rights only valid if parents agree with the state's ideology on gender? If a parent dissents, do they forfeit the right to raise their own child? This bill is blatantly unconstitutional, it's discriminatory, and it expresses religious bigotry. AB 84 is not just bad policy, it's illegal, it's immoral, and it's destined to be struck down by the court. Senators, I urge you to vote no on AB 1084. Thank you.
Anyone else in the room want to record a Me Too in opposition? Please step forward.
Nicole Young, opposed.
Meg Madden of CAUSE, Californians United for Sex-Based Evidence in Policy and Law, also on behalf of Women Are Real and Our Duty, and on behalf of Real Accuracy in Public Records, in opposition to AB 1084. Thank you.
Good afternoon. David Bolog, representing Moms for Liberty, LA County Chapter, and Serving Family Values. We are in opposition. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Seeing no one else, I'm going to bring it back to colleagues for any questions. It's been a long day. Don't have quorum yet. I will establish it after. I haven't established it yet. Assembly member, you may close.
Despite, I think, some of the testimony today, this is a pretty simple bill. It basically expedites name and gender changes when it's not contested by any of the parents. So nothing related to parental rights has changed in the bill, and it's a fairly simple bill that really is just expediting these name changes in these official documents. So with that, I would ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Let's establish that quorum to get that going. Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Menjivar?
Here.
Menjivar here. Valladares? Here. Valladares here. Durazo? Here. Durazo here. Gonzales? Here. Gonzales here. Grove? Limon? Padilla? Richardson? Here. Richardson here. Rubio?
Present.
Rubio present. Weber Pearson? Weiner.
We have a quorum. Okay, let's take a vote on this item moved by Senator Lina Gonzales. Motion in front of us is do pass and refer the Committee on Appropriations. Please call the roll.
Menjivar?
Aye.
Menjivar, aye. Valladares?
Not voting.
Durazo?
Aye.
Durazo, aye. Gonzales?
Aye.
Gonzales, aye. Grove? Limon? Padilla? Richardson?
Aye.
Richardson, aye. Rubio?
Aye.
Rubio, aye. Weber Pearson? Weiner.
Putting that bill back on call.
Thank you very much.
Let's consider the bills on consent calendar. We have items number